Welcome back to the Football Terrace. It's a done deal show, and I'm here with my brother KJ. How are you, mate?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's nice to be back on a stream or a show with you, Terry. It's been too long. And yeah, nice to go chat some football. Nice rest from the football hooligans that we've been, hang around with for last
dealing with.
Yeah.
You guys have made some great content out here. And
amazing.
Hopefully we've got another. I'm going to do a bit of Hodge Twins here. Damn good video for you again. I'm not going to bang the table as hard as that. Something's going to break.
I could be one of Hodge Twins. Almost. I just need to grow a beard and I could be this.
Yeah. I couldn't.
Yeah,
most likely. Big up the Hodge Twins. Obviously, we had a bit of a drama this morning. We've got no electricity where we are. The reason this is working is we bought like a big battery pack. So thankfully, we can make content still. But the fridge is broke. The shower ain't coming on. It's going to be a madness in about 12 hours if that ain't fixed. But some big transfer news for you all today. Look, we're talking Spurs. We are talking Man United. We're talking West Ham in the mix with some players as well, Chelsea and Arsenal. And the first big news, you brought this to my attention this morning, KJ. According to reports, that isn't the one I was looking for. According to reports in Italy, we'll find it in a minute and get up on the screen, is that they are about to, Arsenal, potentially make a big monster offer, as they call it, for Calafiori. And what is your take on this story?
Calafiori is so talented. Like at the Euros, watching him play for Italy, he's hands down one of their best players, and he's an excellent defender, great on the ball. So I think that'd be a massive signing for Arsenal. The only question I would have is, what are you bringing them in for? Now, if you're bringing them in for being the new left back, because there's a big trend now of like centre backs becoming fullbacks because of the system transitioning to a 3 and so on. So I think that could be a great signing for Arsenal, especially because Zinchenko ain't the greatest at left back at the moment, and then you've got Kivior, who's looked talented, but maybe has he cut the mustard. Tomiyasu is a bit injury prone, so I think that would be a great signing to make. But if you bring him for centre back, will Calafiori want to be third choice after a great season with Bologna?
Great question. And do you know what I would say is this? And I think football fans, Arsenal fans, Man United fans, maybe Chelsea fans are going to go into this mode. Our clubs have been in the mud for so long that we forget what makes very good teams great teams, and it's competition for places. So Gabriel and Saliba have been phenomenal for the last 2 seasons, but they need competition. They need someone that's coming in who can say, I'm going to challenge you and I'm good enough to oust you from your position. Any Arsenal fan who is not up for seeing that challenge at their club, and it's sort of protecting the development of Saliba or the partnership with Gabriel, I think you're putting players above your football club. So from my point of view, as a football fan, I don't think that's crazy at all. Now, there are other reports out there as well. The Telegraph also stating that Arsenal are ready to rival Chelsea when it comes to this signing of, I almost forget his name now, Calafiori. Arsenal here are firmly in the race to sign him. The Telegraph say that the Gunners are monitoring the defender amid interest from Chelsea and Juventus. And I would say the only element in there that would worry me if I was an Arsenal fan, even a Chelsea fan who wants him, is Juve being interested. Rarely do these top Italian talents leave their homeland and play elsewhere, but it's a story that isn't going anywhere. As we've mentioned, the Italian press today say that Arsenal make a monstrous proposal for the signing. Bologna want big money, and they're hoping that a big bid comes in, a new bid comes in from Arsenal, because they believe that Arsenal have already made a bid and that Chelsea make an offer.
Well, I will say it shows the ambition of Arsenal if they do go out and sign him, because obviously they missed out the league 2 years in a row now. What steps are going to make sure they can guarantee that they get over the line? And that's an ambitious signing. One last thing though, Terry, I'm sick of hearing Chelsea's name in every single transfer.
They're owners. That's what they do. It's what their owners do. Their owners, quite literally, are. Listen, I don't believe the conspiracy theory. They see Arsenal links or United links and they just get involved. They're looking at all manner of player. And Calafiori fits the Chelsea model, that young, up-and-coming talent that if it works, you'll have a world-class star potentially. If it doesn't, there's still great sell-on value. So it's going to be an interesting one. What we want you to do before you go any further though in the video is download OneFootball right now. You can scan the QR code that's on the screen right there, or click on the link below. There is no better place for football news, transfer stories, stats, live games, fun content. We've even uploaded content during the Euros on there. So go and check it out now. It's free. It's amazing. And it saves you trolling through Twitter or searching on the internet for stories. It is all there in one app. So download it now. Now, I want to move on to Manchester United. There's a claim today that De Ligt has told Manchester United that he wants to join us. That is according to Sky Germany. Fabrizio Romano has also stated that he wants the green light is only with Manchester United. There are no talks with PSG. The clubs are in deep negotiations for the transfer fee and the structure of the deal. And it does have a feeling, KJ, like this transfer for Manchester United is going to get over the line.
Yeah, it's a strange one because De Ligt is someone I think a few years ago everyone wanted, like when he was at Ajax, 18 years old, captaining them to a league title and a semi-final Champions League. Everyone would have wanted him. Moved to Juve, you would have thought, yes, development under Chiellini and Bonucci would be amazing. Didn't really work out there.
Yep.
Gone to Bayern Munich. Okay, maybe it's the fact that he needs to be the main man to do everything that he needs to do. And then again at Bayern Munich, he's not being able to replicate his form from Ajax. So I can see why Man United fans are worried. I can see why they're concerned potentially about signing this guy. But like at the end of the day, we all know there's a talented defender in there. And all he needs is a manager that believes in him and trusts him. And we know one manager that believes in him and trusts him is Erik ten Hag.
It is. And I think Man United fans have got to learn to be objective at the moment. Doesn't mean you can't criticize. Doesn't mean you can't be skeptical. Doesn't mean you can't be worried. But I see too much. I've seen Man United fans say, oh, if we sign De Ligt, I'm done with this club. Firstly, they're lying because they're going to keep moaning. They're not done with. If you're moaning about your club, you're not done with your club, right? You can't be. But I think we just need to almost relax a little bit. Let's wait for these signings to come in. Let's see how we play. Let's see how we perform before we essentially throw baby out with the bathwater, because we've got a whole new footballing structure at the club, a board, decision makers. I don't even think we're buying the usual suspects. Although, yes, there's some Dutch players in there, so people are going to put 2 and 2 together and get 127. It isn't the manager in complete control. The manager is going to have a say. The manager is, and the club have been very public about this, that they're going to find the candidates, and the manager is still going to get to go, okay, well, I prefer him over this guy. But it isn't going to be about the manager essentially making a list of individuals and buying them. That is how all the best clubs in the world are run. So I'm just going to give it some time to cook. I'm just going to give it some time to develop, if you like, before I start to overly judge it.
One thing I will say, though, the price has been quoted around 35 to 40 million. That's
why I look at it and go, if we were dropping 85, 90 million, I get the worry, because that stops you buying someone else. So I'm very, very, very open-minded to this. Another player that's linked with Man United, though, has been subject to a £25 million bid from West Ham for Jean-Claire Toboe. It's been rejected by Nice as of right now. And, of course, Manchester United are in the process of challenging UEFA via the courts over their ruling to not allow us to sign him, because, obviously, Nice and Man United are connected through the ownership of Sir Jim. We obviously know Spurs are interested in Toboe as well. They're probably unlikely to after signing Dragusin. What's really interesting, viewers need to know as well contextually, the Man United board and the Nice board are completely different. So a lot of people have said, yeah, but Leipzig teams can do it because their boards are different. There's not one person on the Man United board who sits on the Nice board. Yep. There isn't a single football decision maker at Man United who's making football decisions at Nice. So I still don't understand why the ruling for us is different from the RB clubs. But West Ham now chasing Toboe. We're obviously linked to Branthwaite. We're linked to De Ligt. Surely we're not getting 3 centre-backs. Or do you think someone like Toboe is going to end up somewhere like West Ham?
I think this will all get sorted out after Man United's challenge with UEFA is done. So if we somehow make it through the courts or whatever kind of pathway they do choose, and they make UEFA change the stance on the situation, I think he joins Man United like straight away, like as soon as possible. But say if it's a no, that's when I can see him joining a West
Yeah,
Ham.
I agree, and I don't even think that's disrespectful to West Ham. It's just the nature. I can't see Man United signing 3 centre backs. Although, if we did sign 3 centre backs and then everybody else was to leave, barring Lissandro, I mean, 4 centre backs of Martinez, Toboe, De Ligt, and Branthwaite. Suddenly, you're looking at that, and that's
good.
That's really impressive.
It is impressive. I'm just thinking, someone gonna be vexed. You know what I mean? But that's good. That's good. Right?
But it's like we said about Arsenal earlier. You want that competition. You've got 2 more established older players, 2 younger players. Essentially, you're fighting it out, and we have no idea, by the way, how we're going to play next season.
Yeah, true.
There's obviously still been, it's gone very quiet on the Frimpong talk, but maybe we're going to, I mean, we actually do have the fullbacks in Luke Shaw when he's fit and Dallo to play 3 at the back and have wing backs as an example. We don't know how we're playing next season. So that's why I find it very hard to be, one, overly gassed, equally overly frustrated at what we're doing transfer wise. And I like the fact we don't know what's going on, because normally at Man United, it's all everywhere. Moving on to Chelsea. This is such an interesting story, KJ, because the media and the viewers, look, of course, we want to get your views and your opinions on all of this. It matters more to me than my opinion and KJ's, with respect. But this story is up and down. Fabrizio Romano is adamant that Chelsea will not be going in for Nico Williams because they don't want to pay the wages. But there is consistent stories, as you can now see on the screen, that Chelsea are planning their first move for Nico Williams. There is the possibility they're prepared to offer a player in part exchange, which has become all the rage in this transfer window. Although on paper they say deals are separate, we know that there's dual negotiations going on at the same time. Chelsea are linked to a lot of young players, a lot of up-and-coming talent, a lot of individuals who you could argue are maybe not ready to change the team dramatically day one. Yeah. Tosin and Dewsbury Hall kind of break that mold because they're much more experienced players. For Chelsea to round off this transfer window and for it to be seen as really moving the needle, do they need players of Nico Williams' ability and beyond to really have a great window? Or do you feel that this could just be sort of a poor investment, too much money, upset the apple cart and the system that they're trying to, or the structure of the club that they're trying to build?
No, I think they do need probably like one more signing to like be like, right, okay, this is Chelsea for next season and make them more of a threat. Yeah. The signings they've made so far have been, you look at them and you're like, okay, cool, you signed another centre-back and you signed another midfielder. So you're not really, you're more curious of like, okay, how they're all going to fit in there. There hasn't been a signing like, yeah, they needed that to like get there and become better. And that's where someone like Nico Williams or an attacker, mainly a striker, would do that, in my opinion. But like an attacker, you can be like, right, cool, like, all right, Chelsea are addressing the massive issues because their squad is so big, full of so much talent in different areas. You can't just keep adding and expecting it to work. Like at some point, something's got to give. I agree. So we need to see more outgoings, personally, for Chelsea. But then when it comes to a signing, we need to see something big in an area that they need. So a goal scorer, or I think a goalkeeper. Now the reports are saying that Maresca wants Sanchez to be the number 1. Okay, fine, but they need. I really do think you're right, and I think Dewsbury Hall and I think Tosin are excellent signings. So Chelsea fans, I'm not saying it's poor. I don't think this idea of signing all these youngsters is equally a bad thing. I think the model actually works. Some are going to make it. Some are going to be flipped and sold on for profit. It's part of the transfer strategy. I still look at that front line. And I think of Nico Williams as an example because the story's there today. Starting the season with Nico Williams on the left, in my humble opinion, and I will, by the way, keep the same energy. We don't know how Chelsea are quite going to play under Maresca. Yeah. But starting with Nico Williams fills me with more fear, more dread, makes me more scared than if you're starting the season with Mykhailo Mudryk, who is 18 months in, hasn't delivered consistently. And most top clubs give players 18 months, 2 years, maybe 2.5 years to prove themselves.
And Mihailo Mudryk is sailing very close to the sun when it comes to sort of the end of his tether, as it were. So, look, if I was a Chelsea fan, I'd be hoping these stories are true. I'd be hoping that the media briefs that you couldn't afford players was almost a way of trying to lower the wages and lower the transfer fees that clubs want for individuals. I think Nico Williams is a talent. He's been excellent at the Euros. The better he's done, the more I've researched him. And look, he isn't the finished article. There's problems with him still. There's rawness with him still. But if Chelsea can nurture that, and if Morata can be that success that they hope, what a signing it would be. Viewers, look, as ever, your views, your opinions, your takes matter so much to us. Leave them in the comment section below. We're back later today with Straight Facts. We're off to go and film some content today, though. I think we're going to go and try and do a football challenge.
I don't know if you're ready for that. I think
I ain't. I mean, I'm thinking of being a ref, bro. I am nearly 40. My knees are shot, and I weigh 105 kilos. Some of that is muscle. I want to add that. Some of it is muscle.
To be fair, his calf muscles are...
Yeah, my legs are solid, bruv. Solid.
I'll give him that.
Just the calf muscles. Like the rest of it is skinny. Yeah. But we're off to go and... Oh, I nearly fell off the desk. We're going to go and do that. Look, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Hit the like button, subscribe, leave your comments below. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again soon. Peace.